Alright, so we're going to be doing a VOD review with Cannabis versus Firefox and the which weekly was it today?
I think it was 80 first, 81. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so QC weekly number 1 on September 22nd, 2021. So before we even get into the match, tell me what you thought of it. Was it a close match? Did you get destroyed?
I mean, Firefox is just plays differently, and depending on the player. So I think he didn't play that seriously in that match. So I got like 10. Yeah, and then he got 15.
So you think he didn't take the
Yeah,
match very seriously against you?
yeah, yeah.
Well, let's watch through it, see maybe
I mean, he did well, always.
So we're coming to the bunker oh 04 here. I wish it didn't pause like this. Uh, YouTube makes this a lot better for this. So yeah, it looks like you're both going topside here, and you're going for your
Yeah,
pistols.
he kills me instantly.
Yeah, pretty much instantly. So I guess something else you could do here, since you're both going topside. I mean, you really could just use this box as cover and then drop back down. Uh, Especially if you
Oh yeah,
like if you don't start going this way, right? Coming up here, you realize, oh crap, he's also coming up here, and you feel like you're gonna lose this interaction, or you don't want to do this interaction. You can just drop back down if you don't pick up the box. Use it as cover, so you might have a chance of getting back down. That's just kind of a more of a rush kind of thing here. So that was a really good angle right there.
yeah.
Like
I think my stream is off, so I can't. What
you
are you watching right now? That's fine.
can you still see it?
No,
You can't.
it's loading for some reason.
Yeah, another good angle on him here. Let me see if I can restart it for you. All right, see if that works.
Okay, yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
No.
so Office 13 seems like this map here seems like one that you struggle with a bit after watching you
Yeah,
play,
I do.
watching you play today. So a couple of things here with this map. Uh, this armor here is usually really risky, just because of the pistol can get you from this way,
Yeah, yeah.
shotgun can up angle from down here, magnum can down angle you. Uh, if someone comes from underneath, they can just grab this AK, and it's right in the middle of the map. So it's right in the middle of all the commotion going on, right? So if you're going for the armor here, you usually have to be in a pretty good spot to do so. I see a lot of people go for this armor, especially with just this pistol right here. You just get shot instantly, and it's not even worth going for it, right? So you do end up going for the helmet and getting it. And I don't know why that's. I don't know if that was the stream or not, but he ends up just angling you right there. It looks like
Yeah.
nice. He caught the hammer after, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, you were just kind of in a bad spot here, right? Because
Yeah.
you had the grenade and then it kind of falls down right here. Uh, I think it was just mostly a latency thing. That you just ended up shooting too early. But you were kind of just cornered there. Didn't have much else to do. Maybe you
Oh,
could have
here
tried to
I
shoot him on the way up.
am. Here I found. I fell.
Yeah, you did fall. You want to make sure you're
Yeah,
watching for that if you're playing like that. You did do a good job recovering, but he waited for you, and obviously,
yeah,
he ended up getting you there. However, that was a good recovery. You made it pretty quickly. You got, just the right height you needed. So,
yeah,
looks like you both kill yourselves with the swords here. That map usually has
yeah.
a lot of plays you can do on that one. So, Forest 02 is a good map to watch.
Oh yeah, I did that mistake a lot. I grabbed the grenade, and after that, my opponent just ran to me and
yeah. So, I mean,
started to get
go,
spam angles.
yeah. So going for the grenade here isn't a bad idea. Uh, it has some pretty good throws here that you can go for.
Yeah,
However, where he has the pistol and he's pushing you here past this midpoint, right? He's got like a frame 3 that he can get you with, which is what he ended up killing you with. He comes up here, goes up high enough. He's got a frame 2. He comes far left enough, right? So, this is a good nade, and there's nothing wrong with going for this nading, but you need to make sure you're watching your opponent and see what he's doing, because this right here, like I said, that frame 3, which is what got you here. You weren't looking for it, right?
yeah.
I see you like going for the jetpack, and then you try going for a door shot pretty often, but it seems like which, you didn't even get the point there, did you?
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
that's
see,
the
yeah, when you're playing, see, this is fine for casuals. When you're playing in a tournament setting like this is not what you do, right? You don't do
I
stuff like
mean,
that.
it's Firefox, dude. Oh, what can I say?
And I say it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're playing in a tournament, you have to play seriously. If you want to improve, you have to play seriously, right? Uh, it doesn't matter
Of
if you're
course.
winning or losing. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. This is the whole mentality thing, right? I go on this spiel every time I work with someone new. Okay, you want to play. If you're playing the game, the mentality you want is you're playing to learn and you're playing to improve. You're not playing to win, right? You're not playing to. You want to play to do the best you can. You want to play to learn, get experience. Making mistakes is how you learn, right? This is why we're watching a
Yeah, of
VOD. This is why
course.
we're doing VOD reviews. We're watching mistakes and we're just seeing what we can do differently, right? To prevent these mistakes from happening, to correct them. There'll be people that I'll play against, and they'll do the same thing on the same map 5 times in a row, and they wonder why they lose the map every single time, right? Because they keep making the same mistakes, or they're being predictable, and then they keep getting countered or punished for it, right? Uh, Duck game is big
Um,
about punishes, as in any competitive game, right? Any competitive setting, you have games like this, Smash Bros, uh, Rocket League, anything you can think of is there's punishing, right? You can bait, punish, all this stuff. So you want to be playing in a way that you're playing to learn and improve. And I even told Dusky this earlier, right before we went to the tournament. You're playing. It doesn't matter who you are playing against, okay? It doesn't matter what your skill level is. It doesn't matter what their skill level is. It doesn't matter if you think you can destroy them or if you think that you're going to get like you have no chance against them, right? The mentality you need to go into any competitive match, any tournament setting, is never overestimate someone, never underestimate somebody. When you're playing in a tournament, you need to see everyone as your equal or better than you, and you need to play as hard as possible to get your points. And you want to be playing, you want to be you want to be vigilant, using your due diligence, right? You want to be on your feet the entire time. Make sure you're focused, paying attention to what you're doing. Does that make sense?
yeah, absolutely.
So, if you can get this mentality down, and you can focus on just learning, improving. It doesn't matter if you win or not, as long as you're getting better, right? If you're focusing on getting better, learning the game, fixing your mistakes, you will get better naturally. You will get faster naturally. If you try to force it and you're playing to win, you're only going to get mad because you're not going to win. Well, I mean, usually you're not going to win every round, right? You're not going to win every match. you're you're going to make mistakes, and you need to improve on those mistakes. And watching your VODs, realizing what you're doing wrong, making sure your mentality is in a good place. You don't want to tilt, right? Tilting is awful. You don't want to autopilot. You want to make sure you're focused on what you're doing and playing the game, right?
Yeah.
So when you say, "Oh, well, it's Firefox, dude," it's like it doesn't. I don't care who it is. You need to be playing like you need to be playing with all you got in a tournament. Even if it is someone, I don't care if you're playing JDEX and you know you won't win the match, or it's statistically impossible for you to win the match. If you play as hard as you can and to the best of your abilities, then you can see where you're making mistakes and you can learn to still improve. If you don't take it seriously, then that's not how you would normally play against someone that you want to try as hard as you can against, right? And you're just, if you're not playing your full capacity, then you can't see what you're doing wrong when you're fully engaged into the game, right? So, not saying you have to play like you're getting a VOD review every time, but you want to be playing as hard as you can in a tournament. And again, this doesn't apply to casuals or anything, but playing Firefox, playing some random person you've never heard of before that you know you're going to be like, don't like none of that matters, right? It's all about playing 100%, right? Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
And this is the this I'm hammering this into you because this is the mentality you need to have if you want to get good
Yeah.
at anything, a game, a sport, a hobby, anything. So I'll get back into the matches, but I just want you to be aware that that's a good mentality that you want to be aware of, and make sure you're thinking like that before, when you're actually going into playing the games and like playing these games and all that. I don't know if this is lagging because of me or because of the your the actual video.
My stream is all
Lag.
good.
Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can find a good round to watch. So you get a good disarm on him. So now you both have your pistols, right? Alright, see, so he kept himself open right there, right? And you noticed he was
Yeah.
in an open spot, and you took him out with a frame two, right?
Yeah, I did.
That's a punish right there. That is a bread and butter. I just want you to rewatch this just to see what you did here, because this is a bread and butter, really good punish, and this is what I expect to see out of you once you start thinking more about your game sense and your positioning and stuff, right? You see, he's just kind of sitting here spamming, and he was out of bullets. You took the shot, right? So swift execution. That was a really good punish. You should pat yourself on the back for that one if you haven't.
Okay.
So you just
Oh
got
yeah,
you got caught by that shrapnel right when the door broke.
yeah, that's a good move.
Yeah, so if you're just
He
a
did.
little bit quicker, you would have been out of there. Alright, let me see if I can give you some advice on this map. I'm not the best at this one, but let's see what happens here. So you both go. Okay, so you just kill yourself doing this
Yeah,
strat, right?
yeah, I
Yeah,
just killed myself.
yeah. So when you're doing this, you have to be very careful of this left quad laser right here. Also, I might as well point this out since this is I haven't done a VOD. Do you know the hitbox of a quad laser for the bullet?
No,
Do you not? Okay. What do you think it is?
the same as the size of the.
So you think it's this right
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
All right. I'm okay. I'm gonna teach you something today, and you could actually use this knowledge to your advantage. The active kill box for a quad laser is not the entire visual. Okay. It's actually right there.
Like 1 pixel.
Yeah, so the very center pixel of a quad laser is the only thing that will kill you in a quad laser. That's why it's really easy to slide under them or crouch under them, right? Even though it looks like it hits your head, because the visual might be hitting your head, but the 1 pixel in the center isn't actually going to kill you, right? You
Wow.
you can
Okay.
you can literally be almost halfway inside of a quad laser before it'll actually kill you here. Now, of course, your duck hitbox size is considerably bigger, right? So it's easier to run
Yeah.
into them. But it's only this pixel. It's not this entire square here at all. And if you play around with them, you'll notice that it's actually a lot easier to dodge these than you think it is. But sometimes you end up hitting the pixel, and it is what it is. But that's actually what the active kill box is on a quad laser bullet. So I just want to mention. So let's think about. So you have like a second and a half before every round starts, right? To see what the map is and what's in it and where you're spawning it, right? It's a lot to take in about a second and a half, and it's hard to make an entire strategy before you even get into a match. So I want to try to get you in the habit of thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what my opponent is going to do, right? So we'll start with Firefox. What do you think Firefox is going to do this round? Like, give me like
He's gonna
yeah.
go for the shotgun, and I'm going to go upper for the mine, the ice cube.
So you think that the first like 3 seconds of the round is going to be this,
Yeah.
and for you,
Or he's going to throw the grenade on that way.
and you think you're gonna come up here.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we'll see what actually happens. So you ended up not going for the mine because you
Yeah,
saw the
so I
grenade.
failed that. I failed that directional jump, so I
Okay.
went for the
And also he missed. He had the
dual
grenade, so he
pistol.
was pressuring it anyways. So now he's got the shotgun because I want to say I
Yeah,
would consider this a mistake on your end. Which is okay to fail the jump. You fail the jump. With double jumps, you should really be good at maneuvering those anyways. They're really easy to get down once you get the hang of it. But I know you're rusty, so it's not too big of a deal.
yeah,
But however, you even said you knew he was going to go for the shotgun, right? So
yeah.
what you really should have done is after you grabbed this gun right here, you should have went over here and pressured the shotgun because you knew he was going to go for it, right?
Yeah.
Instead, you drop down here and you give him free access to it. And now that he has the shotgun, he's got all of this middle control right here of the map. And I don't know if you've even realized this or thought of the game like this. However, pressuring, zoning, they're all in Duck Game. People don't talk about it that often, but it does exist. Okay, so he's got a huge area.
He's going for the upper mine is a bad idea.
What with like you were going to do?
Yeah,
And no, there's nothing wrong with this. You usually put this mine on top of the shotgun.
yeah.
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that, and that usually, I mean, it's good for. I don't think does the mine go off if you pick up the shotgun like that? Because
Mm,
I can't. I don't know if it counts if it's on the spawner, but it's not a bad idea, especially if you can get it right here on the edge, because that applies pressure and zones out the shotgun and makes him think twice. Maybe it will like cause him to fall back a little bit, right? Get that hesitation, and you could use that to your advantage. You can go for this mine, throw this, and then hop back down, get this grenade, and try to chuck it over at them while they're figuring out what to do next. Or maybe even if they ignore the mine and somehow get around it, right? You still have this nade. You can blast them before they can really set up a good angle. Then you're looking good. Or you could ignore the grenade altogether, and it's after you get this mine, drop down, get the snubby, right? Or sorry, the flintlock, and just kind of play it by ear. So no, there's nothing wrong with going to mine. There maybe are metas
yeah.
on maps for best plays or best routing. However, I believe more in like kind of like a free form play style. It especially helps like for example, a lot of people, especially newer players, will do an entire strat word for word. But either they mess it up or they miss it, and the round keeps going, and they don't know what to do, right? And so being able to play on your feet and being able to maneuver around the map without having to memorize the map, and being able to play and come up with good plays and, being able to find ways to keep a round going and get yourself in good positions to get baits out of your opponents, pressure uh, the what's the word I'm looking for? To punish them. A lot of newer players, they'll learn how to do these really quick map strats, and then as soon as it fails or as soon as it's over, they don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
And you might not have that problem. You may have that problem, and having your own strategy. If you do this every time, then it's not a good idea because, like I said, if this match happens again in the same tournament and you do the same thing 2 or 3 times in a row, people will know you'll do it every time, and that's extremely predictable, right? So if you're following, it's not a bad strategy, and most strategies aren't bad if you can pull it off right, and it's not like just obviously a bad strategy. But if you do the same thing over and over again, you become predictable, right? That's where that's where the problem comes in. And so he actually ended up killing himself on his own grenade here, and you got the point for this. However, he had a lot of pressure there. He was probably going to win this match if he not guaranteed, but he had a good chance of winning this match without killing himself, right? Uh,
Yeah.
just because
Yeah.
he had good pressure, he had a shotgun, which I think it's about the same range. The flintlock might have a little more range, but just the spread makes it a lot easier, right? And like ice blocked, you can shoot through them, all that good stuff. But that would be something to look out for if you know they're going to go middle. Like this is something you need to get into the habit of. Like right when the match is starting, what do you think you and your opponent is going to do in the first like second and a half you have before the round even starts? You should be thinking constantly of that, right? Firefox could go down into this net gun. He can go up towards this net gun. He might go
I
around to this
usually
nade.
I always go for the upper noggin
So you go up for the upper
because
net gun here.
yeah, I often do that, and I noticed that today, so I did a couple of rounds where I went for the grenade under the upper, um, yeah, like the grenade that is when the spawn, and I just 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 a ragdoll jump to it and use it, yeah,
Yeah, and
or
that's
go down.
yeah, and people do that. It's a solid strat. Smaller maps like these, it's harder to do different strategies every time, mixing it up, right? It was like there's really three
Yeah,
options: lower net gun, upper net gun, grenade. Maybe you go mind control if it's even an HD. I don't think it is, or whatever is up there. But I mean, you pass one of them on, So there's not very many different plays you can do here. It's just more of reacting, being on your feet. So we'll see what happens. So you do
and
go
go
for
for
the
the
upper deck, because like you said, he goes for the lower one,
um,
and you get a good angle on him. You punish him because he's out of position,
um,
right? And that was good.
um,
So yeah, so right here, you have to go the same way here and go pistol, and you
yeah,
see,
that was very open, so he just banished me
yep, exactly. So
with his third angles.
yeah, he got you with the frame. I think it was a frame two. Uh, I might have been a frame three. I'm not sure. But still, he got you with the down angle. When you were standing right here, you were pretty relatively safe, right? He would have to
Yeah,
push. He'd have to push a lot further. He had to be about here before he could actually do anything to you, right? Maybe a little higher, roughly. Before it was a frame two, right? Maybe he could have hit you with a frame three. No, not with this much space here. He would have to hit you with the right. So you were in a relatively safe position. You could have just you don't even have to move to the right. You can just drop straight down, right? Because the platform. Uh, you just put yourself in an open position, and he obviously punished you really quickly for it because he's a mechanically good player, right? He's a very fast player. Though that's the second time he's killed himself with a grenade this match. Funnily enough.
yeah,
So it's 8-10 right now. So you're relatively even with him, even if he isn't taking it seriously or he's rusty or whatever the case may be. You're still relatively close to him. I think you have one bullet left on your shotgun, right?
yeah. I
And
pretty
you
much don't know what to do with sniper here, because I can't hit those like hard angles with it from down.
So if you're playing the bottom side and kind of just
from the
staying put.
bottom.
So you start off,
Just
you miss the double jump, you have your shotgun. He ends up throwing the hammer at you and disarming you. So you got your sniper here, right? And you see
yeah.
this grenade blow off. I think you did you already shoot that? All right, so this is a wasted shot right here. This shot shouldn't have been made. You went for like a frame two or whatever,
Yeah.
and
I
or ma-
think Colin showed me on.
this shot's just wasted though. There's no way you're gonna hit him with this shot from
Wait,
here,
wait.
right? So there's a couple things you can do. You can use the sniper to get this horizontal, feel. You can kind of jump up and play it up here. If you're right here on this platform, you can do some frame twos up here, right? Uh, so you see these nubs right here?
Yeah.
You can actually shoot straight up through these nubs, which I think you tried to do, or you were just trying to because you was pushing up. You can actually, if you're right here at the bottom of the map and you flutter and you get the angle right, it won't show you through the nubs or through the box, but it'll still shoot through it, right? Especially if you see it like coming up here like this line is, then you're golden. You can actually kill someone all the way on the top of the map going for the combat shotgun just by shooting through the nubs right here. I've done it multiple
Yeah.
times. You probably see it in tournament. This is a you can't, and most people don't see it
Zapek
coming.
does that Gallic a lot, and I learned it from him. Yeah.
Yeah, so learning to line it up is a really good shot to know. Uh, Honestly, the where you shot a second bullet here, I'm pretty sure, and
Yeah. So
I
I
think
waste my
so.
sniper,
Yeah, and you threw the
and
shotgun
he
away
just
from
killed
you.
me with the.
Yeah, and I want to point out you threw the shotgun away from you too earlier, for whatever reason. So now you're just out of weapons completely.
Yeah. So he just
Yeah,
kills
so he
me.
just hit you with the hammers, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think I think you got ahead of yourself on that one. Just started shooting at him, uh, missing your shots, and then once you wasted your first two shots. You whiffed the third one, and he just walked up and killed you because you didn't have any weapons, right? Because you threw that shotgun away from you. So you just definitely be aware of what you're doing. Sometimes one small thing you don't think about is the thing that ends up getting you killed and losing you the tournament. So you need to be paying attention to even all the small things you're doing. So that was a cool nade that hit, but it was pretty cool.
I tried to go for a wall shot. So and I couldn't do it, so I went for the angle. Got killed with the with
Yeah,
the this.
so yeah, if you saw that
Yeah, that
coming
was
and
so
land,
funny at
yeah,
the moment.
so if you saw that coming and you were just stood on top or dodged it, then you would have won that round too, which is the funny thing. So yeah, just make sure you're. I didn't even know about that myself actually. That was really smart of him to do that. Just you learn from your
Yeah,
mistakes, right? Now you'll never fall for that again, hopefully. Hopefully.
try so. Okay.
Yeah, you both get the
So
clip, but you ended up going bottom because he had nade.
yeah, playing with Firefox. Oh yeah, and I'm falling for the mentality. But the thing is, he just spams like a lot of nets to the bottom. So I thought of gun jumping to the higher glass here, but I couldn't do it
Yeah, so this jump right
here.
here, also known as Colin jump.
Falling jump,
Same thing
yeah.
down here, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I can do it.
this would be a good thing to practice.
Yeah, I remember there was like a map challenge uh, on cocaine with like a lot of those platforms calling jumps, yeah.
Yeah, so
Likes.
I think your biggest thing is you just kind of sat idly at the bottom, waiting for him to push you, and he said, "No, I'm just gonna put a bunch of nets down here so you can't move up," and you put yourself well, you both put you in a position to where you were relatively out of options. So you didn't have the ability to come up to the middle as well. You weren't going to bring that Magnum up because he has this desk here. Though you could have potentially used the chain gun to knock this door out, so this desk wouldn't have stopped you. I don't know if you thought of that or not. Before this barrel was here, you could have just shot this door out instead of going for the
Mm.
instead of going for the shot. Because right, this is blocking you, right? But if you just shoot the door out,
Yeah, so I tried to do that, and then after that, I just saw that he had his net gun uh pointed at me, so
and you could
I came
also,
back to the bottom and died.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have more options than you realize. I think is the thing. You're not seeing your options. You could have easily used like three good frame one net jumps, like net gun shots, to get up here, grab the shotgun,
Yeah,
maybe
I
on the
tried to
other
do
side.
that, but
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
rusty.
So yeah, Rusty, definitely work on that. You have options here. Not It's not as many as you would probably like to have, but you still have options. I think you went for the wall shot there and you ended up getting yourself.
Yeah.
Uh, so this is probably likely due to your rust and just couldn't just think of any options when you did have plenty of options though. It's just a matter of being able to see them and it gets you with that
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
that center nade. You gotta watch out for that one.
I forgot to do the nade also. Okay, now I thought of going for my classic strategy with gun jumping, but I failed it, so I tried to corner him and got a straight shot in the air.
Which you did get him with the upshot, so that's
I think
good.
yeah, that's called option, yeah. Oh, that's such a good map with great nades, but
Yeah, so you just
you
kind of
can use
it
them
looks like
pretty much
it looks like you just got
because
sorry. You go on.
yeah, because like that map is centered around those blunderbusses and how you corner your opponents with the blunderbuss.
And the pipes you can get around
Yes,
pretty quickly.
so you can use nades pretty much because you're very close to your opponent that most of the time. Yeah.
And I would like to let's see. I'd like to point out that it looked like that you got flustered there after you kind of like didn't seem like you know what you wanted to do or couldn't figure out what the best thing to do was. Some so you need being flustered is not a good thing. You want to be able to come up with a strategy real quick and go through with it, make a plan, right? Uh, so try just so you don't get flustered. Try to maybe slow down a little bit, take a breath, and think out what you're going to do, right? And I'll show you what I mean. I think you accidentally went into this pipe and you meant to go for the dueling pistol. And after this, you're just kind of all over the place. You don't really know what you're doing. You see what I mean?
Um.
And it seems like you end up in your mind. You're just like, well, I'm just gonna go shoot him with the blunderbuss I just got, and then you ended up getting it out before you even shot him. To me, that looks like you flustered. I don't know if you remember if you were or not, or if you would agree or not. But it seems like that once you
I mean,
accident.
I'm always flustered in tourneys, dude.
Yeah, so
So
I
like,
mean, you don't want to be flustered. Being flustered is one of the last things you want to do because then you're thinking all over the place. You're not doing any consistent play. You know what I mean? You're all over the place, and being all over the place is not what you want in a tournament. You want to be able to control what you're doing. You want to be in control. So definitely
I
just
mean,
take your deep breaths, calm down.
yeah,
It's just a
I
tournament.
was in the worst spot in my first tournament today, in the continent tournament, and when I played my matches, I was very very nervous, and
Yeah, so
my hands were
you want to get those
shaking and
jitters out.
everything.
If you're focusing on what you're doing, take some deep breaths and just focus on the game. Don't even you want to just ignore the tournament setting. You want to ignore, you don't want to get jittery, right? You just need to. It comes with experience. Just the more you play in tournaments, uh, like public speaking, the more you talk in front of a group of people, the better you get at it. The more you play in tournaments, the better you'll get at it. You don't want to get those pre-tournament jitters. They will throw you off. You need to make sure that you can focus on the game and you're doing what you need to be doing. You need to be in control, and
Yeah.
it's hard to do. It takes a little bit of time. I mean, it's person to person, but do whatever you can to calm yourself down. Take deep breaths, count sheep, whatever. You want to try to get those out. And we'll try finishing up this here real quick since we've been actually going for 36 minutes now. So you've got armor and AK here, so you're in a pretty good spot. Now the shotgun's exhausted.
So I wasted that. I wasted that AK, so he got me right after that. I waste bullets a lot, and that's a thing.
And you have plenty of bullets here left. I'm pretty sure to just go and push them after that mine. I don't think you really had too much of a problem going for it. But then now you're stuck here with nothing, right? And now you're just I don't know if you got flustered again or what, but at this point it's just spiraling downhill, and you're losing match to match right now. So you went 10-15 to the Firefox, right?
Yeah.
If you would have had that one round where you didn't just kill yourself at the end, you would have been 11-15. This is a 4 point difference, right?